been a little girl, I have just had this massive obsession with decorating, and I get a little too into it. Like, probably if you ask my friends, like, oh, is Kalel into decorating? They would like laugh and be like, have you been to any of her apartments? Because I get a little crazy. I get really into it, and I just don't know when to stop. But it's my passion, and I have so much fun with it, and I think it's probably because as a little girl, me and my mom would always make a big deal out of decorating my room and going and picking things and piecing it all together. And honestly, I think a lot of people don't really understand the power of creating a beautiful, inspirational space that you identify with, because I know for me personally, it's life-changing, and I can't function without a space that I feel like is me. So I thought, why not make a video on some tips on, you know, just like little ways you can spice up your space here and there, just some interesting little tidbits. Okay, number one is one of my faves, and it is lights. Put lights everywhere. Lights make things so magical and fun. So I have, on my big bookshelf behind me, I have lights strung on the top, and they're just kind of like those globe style lights that make you feel like you're at a carnival, and I opted for the ones that are like frosted, so I feel like they really have that carnival vibe, and they just make me feel like this sense of childlike wonder, and I don't know, it just makes me so happy. And then I have this little thing right here, which people always comment on in my videos, and it's basically just a little glass container that I shoved these wire lights into, and I'm sure you've seen that elsewhere. It's not really an original idea, but I think it looks really cool, and when you put the camera settings on like a really low f-stop, it gets this kind of cool bokeh like pretty effect. Then in my living room, on my TV cart, I have like some succulents and some little odds and ends, and then I also strung some battery-powered lights that I just think look nice because they kind of like send this glow that goes up towards the television, and I just thought it looked good. I mean, I don't think you can ever have enough lights, really. Tip number two is my absolute fave. I have an obsession, guys. I might have a problem. I mean, I have a lot of problems, but we're talking wall decals, guys. Wall decals. My place is, I think, 900 square feet, which is quite small. And I think I have 5 of these. Six? Okay, so the first one I have is right when I wake up, I look up and I see each morning we are born again. What we do today is what matters most. Love that. It's Buddha, and I don't know, I think as humans, we live way too much in the past and in the future. We need to live right now. Right now is what's most important. Then, when I walk out of the door, I have one that says, do something amazing, which, I don't know, I think, and you're gonna notice a trend, there's a whole lot of motivational words around this place. I don't know, I just think, every time I walk out of the door, I'm like, you know what, I need to do something amazing today. No matter how big or small, I want to do something amazing today and every day. Then yet another motivational one, when you walk into my living room, it says in gold letters, be the change you wish to see in the world, which is a classic quote, but it's really something that you should think about every day, because yes, at times the world seems like a dark place and like there's nothing that one person can do to change it, but that's not true. One person can definitely start a movement that can change the world, and I like to think about that a lot, especially because I aspire to do a lot with animal rights and kind of pushing the vegan movement and saving the environment and just all of that stuff. So I like seeing that message in my living room. Then one of my favorite decals that I screamed when I found, because I was just so excited, these metallic gold arrows that I placed from my ceiling to the back of my TV, which I just think looks perfect in the space. I love it against this like royal purple color on my wall. And for the longest time, I struggled with what I wanted to put in that space, because I had originally hung a canvas there, and I was like, the balance with the TV and the canvas is just all wrong, and so I didn't know what to put. So when I found that, I was just like, flawless. Then on my door, I put a black lotus. I love lotus flowers, so I saw that one, instantly bought it. All these decals are from Etsy, by the way, and I will try to find them and link them below for you. Last but not least, my favorite decal project, and this one was a little crazy. It took me about 10 hours. I was on my hands and knees. I was sweating, guys. It is the golden pineapple wall. It kind of creates the illusion of wallpaper, but I individually placed each pineapple, measured, and then cut the ones on the sides and the tops and the bottom so it would look like wallpaper. Number 3 is use decorative tape and put it on the wall and use a Sharpie and write little motivational quotes or phrases or really whatever you'd like. I opted for motivational quotes. I really get into motivational stuff, and I think it's very powerful to surround yourself with positivity and just words of encouragement, and I don't know, I'm a firm believer in that. Maybe I'm really smart or maybe I'm really damaged. I'll let you decide. So I have probably about, I want to say 8 to 10 of these just scattered all around my place. I use the same tape. You could use different tape, but this is just like washi decorative tape that I bought like 8 rolls of, and I have it just in my whole place in various areas. So yeah, I have a lot of quotes that really resonate with me and that I like, and there's especially this one in my bathroom that basically says, you're gonna regret not doing things later in life than you're gonna regret doing things, so you should do more things. Which I love because I'm very much a hermit by nature and I need to push myself to go out more despite my social anxiety and awkwardness. And I don't know, I love having these quotes around my place. Next tip is to hang up artwork and prints and little inspirational photos and stuff, but don't do it in such a normal way. I mean, tons of people will just use like a thumbtack or frame it, but get more creative. So I found these little like, what are they called? I think they're called bulldog clamps. Took one, put a nail through the top, and then that way the clamp is attached to the wall, but you can still open it and put the prints and even change prints out, really. So I just think it looks a lot more fun. And then I also put some tape on it, and I did this everywhere. I have a wall in my bathroom where I did a bunch. I have some in my living room that I did, and then also in my bedroom on my curtains I hung from nails little artwork that I did or little phrases that I wrote, more motivational words. Are you shocked? Number 5, this is a pretty simple one, but if you have a big blank wall that you don't know what to do with, get a tapestry. I really love mine. It's from Urban. You can get them at any hipster store or like flea market. I don't know, I just had the space above my dresser I didn't know what to do with, and so put it up there, hung some little lanterns, and I just think it sends really good vibes. Number 6, this is such a fun one. Get a star projector. So I got this about a year ago. Let me just tell you my experience. So I didn't really know what to expect. I thought, you know, it'd be like cool, like some stars, whatever, but I wouldn't be like, my breath wouldn't be taken away by it or anything, you know? So I get it home, I'm all excited, I close the door, I close my curtains, it's dark in here, and then I go to hit the button and I'm like, what? There's like this blue vapor. I'm like mesmerized by it, right? I instantly think of like the scene in Lion King when Simba's on the ground and like the blue vapor appears and he's like, Simba. That's like, that's like the first thing I thought of. Next tip is a very basic one, but something that I think is really important, and it is make sure your space looks lived in. Stack some notebooks up here and there. Put like a coaster in your glasses next to your bed. Have like a little tray of jewelry like kind of thrown about. I think sometimes when people get really into decorating and they tend to be meticulous like I am, you just get too into everything having a place, and sometimes things just need to look imperfectly perfect. Number 8 is tape up meaningful photos, and not just like, I mean, you can do normal prints, but I think it's cool if you go to just like Walgreens or Target and you get the bigger prints with the white border that just tend to look a little more artsy and cool. And like, so I have one on my door of my cat Buki, the day that I got her when she was a kitten, and she's just sleeping on me and she's so small and cute, and I don't know, so I went and I got the print made and I used the decorative tape on the top and I just love it. And then I have another photo that's kind of an old one that I keep right here of my uncle who actually passed away a couple years ago, and I didn't get a chance to say bye, and he was my favorite relative, the person that I was the closest to growing up other than my mom and my dad and my brother, and I just loved him so much. And so I think, you know, having a photo of him up makes me feel like he's here, and I like it. And I have a few other ones scattered about that are a little more personal, but you know. Number 9 is a bit of a weird one, but it is make a wishing tree. So I have this thing, I absolutely hate artificial trees, and I thought this space really needed a tree, but I was like, artificial trees look like shit, and I don't like them. So I was at this craft store and I came across this huge bare branch tree, and I was like, what could I do with this that would make it cool? Bought it, took it home, hand painted it gold, because there's nowhere to spray paint in my place. Hand painted it gold, put some crystals at the bottom, hung these little paper tags, and then I thought, oh, it'd be kind of cool to like write my wishes on it, or like when my friends come over, they can write their wishes on it, because it just seems kind of like cute and fun, and it's not a completely original idea. I've seen similar things other places, like at events and stuff. And the last tip I have for you guys is to decorate the fridge. Obviously not everyone has a fridge. Maybe, even when I lived with my parents, I actually had a mini fridge because that's how much I love food. I have like little emoji magnets and Polaroids and cards and magnets from traveling and that kind of thing. I just think to have a bare fridge is a tragedy. You should always have fun color and fun things happening on your fridge. So those are all my tips. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you feel inspired to do something fresh with your space. And if you take any of my tips, please send me photos on Twitter because I would love to see them. Love to see what motivational quotes you come up with to tape on your walls. Okay, but thank you for watching. I love you guys. Bye.